On today's episode, we are checking out the MXR FET Driver. This is a criminally underrated pedal, and I'm really excited to show you the cool tones this has to offer. Let's plug it in and take a listen. Just a couple things before we start. If you want to hear the wonderful sounds of this pedal, you can use the timestamps below to skip through all of the talking. I won't be offended. It's your life. You can do what you like. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I upload videos like this regularly. Anyway, enough of that. Let's plug this in. So this is the MXR FET Driver, and this is MXR's take on the BK Butler Tube Driver. The Tube Driver came out in the early 80s. It gained popularity with players like Billy Gibbons and David Gilmour, Eric Johnson, and loads and loads of other people. It was a really popular pedal. The interesting thing about that pedal is it had an actual tube inside. This helped it emulate the sound and the feel of a tube amplifier. So what MXR have done with this pedal is instead of using a tube, they use a two-stage gain structure. So it goes into an op-amp or operational amplifier, and then that goes into a FET or field effect transistor. So what that basically means is this pedal can give you all the things that people liked about the Tube Driver, like how harmonically rich it is and how responsive it is. But you don't have to have a tube in there, which is known for being quite temperamental and unreliable. And also practically, without a tube, it means it's smaller and it's easier to fit on your pedal board. Let's take a look at the controls on this thing. I'll put a picture on the screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at. First up, we have level, which controls how loud or quiet the pedal is. Then we have drive. This controls how much overdrive the pedal gives you. Then we have high. This controls the high end or treble. And then we have low, and this controls the low end or bass. And lastly, in the middle, we have the high cut button. This is really good for single coils, and I find at gig volumes as well, it's cool to be able to just round the top end off a bit because it can get a little bit spiky sometimes. So I've just plugged the pedal in. Let's have a listen to how it sounds. So I'm going to start with the Fender Strat. So I want to show you how it sounds with single coils. I'm going into a Strymon Iridium, and that's kind of doing a clean Fender sound. And then I've got the Strymon Big Sky on for some reverb. does the edge of breakup thing really nicely. It's really responsive to how I'm picking. It can go from sounding almost clean to having some teeth behind it when I dig in, which is really cool. And under the fingers, it feels really amp-like, which is difficult for a pedal to pull off. Let's turn the drive up and see how that sounds. One of the things I really like about the FET Driver that I find is rare in a pedal is it has this thing that I don't know how to describe. You turn the drive up and it doesn't fundamentally change how the pedal feels to play and how it sounds. It keeps the characteristics that I really like of the low gain settings on this, but it just adds overdrive on top. Does that make sense? I've just turned the drive up to about 3 o'clock. This is where this pedal gets really interesting, so let's take a listen. So as you can hear, this is where it starts to do that dying amp thing, and it does it really well. As you know, I turned the gain up, but I also hit the high cut button, which just smooths off a bit of that top end. You can hear it especially on the lower strings. It just sounds like an amp that's really struggling. It's really starting to sag. When I was playing the Hendrixy stuff, it sounded like there was a fuzz pedal on, but there wasn't. It was just a really good representation of what it sounds like when you're pushing an amp to its limits. And not only that, it feels like it too. It does a really good job of capturing what it feels like when an amp is giving up on you. So I've just plugged into my 1989 Gibson SG because I wanted to hear what it sounded like with some humbuckers, so let's check it out. absolutely love this pedal. It's been a favourite of mine for many years now, but I just don't know why it's not talked about as much as it should be. I don't see it on people's boards. It's criminally underrated. They don't appear on the market too often. Sometimes you get the Joe Bonamassa signature version show up, but I think if you see either one of those, you should definitely pick them up. I highly doubt that you'll be disappointed. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.